Welcome, everyone. This is Private Will, and back for a new briefing. Um, Happy New Year. We're now in 2026. Time sure flies fast, and um, it's been a while since I recorded, so I figured will be the perfect time. And at the same time, I wanted to address something that took place uh, back in the end of November. I'm a member on Facebook of a group called the Board Wargamer, and at the end of November last year, um, I kind of realized that the Battle of Austerlitz was coming up on December 2nd, and it was going to be the 220th anniversary of that particular battle. And strangely enough, I never bought a game on the Napoleonic era at all. I've um, it's not the fact that I don't like it or anything like that. I've got many books on Napoleon and his battles and the political aspect of that time period. It's just that mm, mostly my interest was about, if you watch my channel, if you know me, you'll know that the American Civil War and usually squad level games from World War II and some naval warfare from the Cold War era, which was something that I was really interested as a teen. So as it turned out, back in the 70s and 80s and even in the 90s, I never really purchased any game on any battles from Napoleon. Um, and since the anniversary for the battle was coming up, I figured would be a good time to maybe change that. So I asked a question on the board in late November, figuring that with all the members there, I'd be able to get an idea of where to aim for. And I asked the question like, what would you recommend as a Austerlitz games for the first time? And I want to thank. I'm going to post this on the group later on, but I want to thank all of you who've replied to my post and gave me some great suggestions. I had so many of them. So obviously, if you remember that particular post and you remember what you suggested and you don't see your game, it's nothing against you. It's just I had to make some choices, and I did not want to spend a lot of money on this. And then didn't want to go too crazy on it. Christmas was coming up, so I wanted to keep things simple. And it took a while for some of them to arrive, and I finally got all the games that I ordered. And obviously, all of them are used. They came from other um, gamers. And so the first one I picked was this one here, Austerlitz, the Battle of the Three Emperors. This is from SPI, and it was 1973, I believe, this was released. So it's definitely not a new game. It's not in bad shape considering I don't know how many owners this game had over the 52, 53 years or so that this game's been released. So it could be one, it could be a dozen, who knows. But it wasn't really that expensive. And at the same time, I figured I would kind of solve another thing that I've never done before. I never had a game by SPI. I never bought one. Um, Again, nothing against them. It's just that back in my younger days, I was more of a Avalon Hill Victory games type of fanboy, and I don't know, I just never really looked at the SPI games, and I was kind of surprised on the group itself over the years, um, how the guys who play SPI games were saying how great they are and like their system and everything. So I figured it would be a good time to change that and get a SPI game. So I went old school. I went 50 years back in the past and decided to get this. So yeah, so obviously it's a bit different, the system. I think this is something that SPI had a lot in those days. I'm not sure. It's just like a plastic cover on it in the front, and well, it's a bit beat up obviously, but it's nothing too bad. I wasn't really too mad about it. And then this was ripped, but I mean, it's not a big deal. It still looks pretty nice. It's just too bad that it's kind of ripped there. So I had a sort of a little advertisement for the game. Now the rules. Again, I never had an SPI game, so I don't know if this was the standard thing, but not very complicated. Combat resolution is pretty much what I would have expect for the time period. You know, it's like it's a ratio type of thing, 1 to 5, 1 to 4. I didn't have time to look at the rules yet. With Christmas, I was kind of a little busy, and I didn't really look at anything. But I mean, it doesn't look very complicated. Kind of expect that from a game from those days. Things were not as in depth as some of the games we have nowadays. Then it has a terrain chart, terrain effect, I guess. Yeah, exactly. For movement point, and I guess for when you do the attacks, you need to make a modification. So pretty easy there. Now the map itself, I was kind of happy with it. I was thinking it was going to be probably in bad shape. I'm going to show you quickly, but really it's not so bad. It looks pretty good considering the age. It's a little, there's a few smudges here, as you can see, and on this side here, it's a little dirty, but nothing earth-shattering or anything like that. And I mean, it's a game from the 1970s, so I wasn't expecting a very detailed map about it. It's pretty much what we expect for this time period, but it looks pretty good, and I was pretty happy. I didn't pay a lot of money for it, and I was happy for what I got it for. Now, the one thing I kind of forgot about this time period is that the counters, holy cool, they're very, very small. I kind of forgot about, I didn't think about that. And I mean, they're really small. As you can see, it's really difficult to see. But I don't have my teenage eyes anymore. And it's like difficult to see exactly. I think this one's a cavalry. It's a little difficult to see things. So I think I'm going to have to use my my little engine here and kind of bring it out every time I want to play this game. So, but I'm looking forward to try it out. I mean, like I said, I've never owned an SPI game. I don't know exactly how their system function or how it flows, but I'm kind of looking forward to it. And I'm probably going to go through the rules and look it out, see how it comes out. Now, this is the first one I got. Just going to put it on the side here for a second. Now, I decided at the same time to get the updated version. I think this is from 1980. This one's from 1980. It's a little bit more beat up. It's really, really cheap. It was almost cost almost nothing. And this one is a bit more colorful. You know, you can tell the difference in the time frame there. The counters are a bit more with a bit more details. The rules themselves, it's about the same, I think, probably just spread out in a different way, but I don't think the rules are really, really much complicated. There's an order of battle, and then there's pretty much the same combat result table than the previous game had. So this is pretty much just a updated version of the original game. There's a player aid, and then there's the map. Map is a little smaller, but everything seems to be there, unless I'm missing a piece. I don't know. I didn't really check that. It's possible somebody can tell me, but it doesn't look like it. I think it's all there. So it's a little updated version of the game from 1973, but just a little bit smaller footprint than the original. The box is a bit, I mean, it's not amazing, but nothing to worry too much about it. I'm okay with it. So it's gonna go. And I decided to get a third one since it was very, very low price. And this is the one from GMT from 2000. This one I actually just received not too long ago, so I really haven't looked at it yet. I don't know what to see in there, but obviously you're going to see the rule book is a bit more extensive. There's a lot of explanation, information aids, and obviously the counters are probably going to be way different. Looks like there's something broken here. Scenarios, that's typical. So I don't know how many scenarios there is here, but there's about 17-20 pages, and the order of battle at the back. Looks pretty good. Now this one looks like the seller didn't mention it when I bought it, but it's never been on punch, so that's kind of good news there. Looks pretty nice. Counters are in pretty good shape. There's a lot of counters in here. I'm gonna see if I can use this up without losing everything. Yeah, the counters are very nice. As you can see, different time, different period. The counters are way different than the older games. So if you're not used to wargaming, that gives you an idea what almost 40 years of time difference does to the war games. And there's player aids, pretty typical for GMT. There's a command card. So, like I said, I've never really played this game, so I do not know exactly what this is for, but we'll figure it out. And then there are maps, and there's quite a lot of maps, I imagine, because of the scenarios. And so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 maps, and obviously the maps look pretty good, and there are definitely more details than the previous game. I think against SPI is just different time, different, and this I guess you can probably have different scenarios where you kind of zoom in on particular areas of the battlefield. Looks like it's a pretty big footprint for a game. I don't know if I'll have the place for playing the full game. Looks pretty good. I'm gonna have to look at it and see. But there you go. So this is what I got. This is what I decided to go with. Like I said, I didn't want to pay too much for the games, and some of the suggestions were obviously much more in-depth games, but some of them were also a bit more expensive, so I didn't want to spend too much on it. But I want to thank all of you for your suggestion. I'm looking forward to try this out. I'm probably going to start with the first one, the older one. Try to get an idea of this. It's probably going to bring back some memories of my younger days. Playing these older games, the systems were a little bit more simpler, but doesn't necessarily mean that they weren't fun either. Sometimes we look at them through nostalgia, but they were still pretty good games, even though they were not as complicated as the games we have nowadays. So there you go. That's my Austerlitz halt for December. Took a while for some of them to arrive, unfortunately, so that's why I couldn't really get back on it, and kind of, because I know a lot of guys on the board game group wanted to know which games I purchased. So there you have it. Those are the ones. I'm probably going to post that later on, let you guys know about it. But I'm looking forward to trying this out. So we'll stop here for now. Until the next one, stay safe, everyone. Bye-bye.